Right, how are we doing everybody? Russell Heritage here, golf professional based at 4 Ashes Golf Centre here in Solihull. We're back in the Midlands Golf Fitting Studio. I'm back with Ronnie and we are trying today some of the latest irons on the market. So we got some of these Players Heads. It's the new Players breed of irons that we've got compared against each other. So 3 out of the 4 of these irons are the new style hollow cavity irons for that extra bit of power. So we're going to be comparing the JPX MIZUNO 900 against the TAYLORMADE P790. The PXG Gen 2 is in there as well, the Players Head version, and the latest club from Ping, the i500. So it'll be really interesting to see how these clubs get on. Can't wait to try them out. Right, so starting with the TAYLORMADE P790. We've tried this before, I fell in love with it the last time I tried it. Good to get it out again to have another little go. Visually, I do like the look of this club. I like the finish, I think it's inviting to hit. It's a club which suits me in terms of my ball flight and the way I like to hit them. Offers me a nice trajectory. And they're going well.
The thing about this one, you know, this is the model chosen by quite a few players who are actually not on contract with Mizuno. So the likes of Kepka, who haven't got a club contract, the likes of Eddie Pepple at the weekend, you know, a lot of other guys have got this.
They've gone for this one.
Yeah, model. So this is one of the better player models out there.
So this Mizuno JPX 900 head. I mean, it's a smaller looking head, and just to confirm, this one is the 6.
Isn't designed as a power type of iron. You know that this is going to be feel because it's green full forged.
Yeah.
It's going to be traditionalist. You know, the look is going to be the type of club that a lot of guys like looking down on. Thin top line. You know, it hasn't got any gimmicks built in to add ball speed.
No, so this is for your really advanced golfer.
Yeah, definitely. You know, it's for, I'd say, you know, your low single figure handicap golfer.
Good ball striker,
yeah,
I suppose.
Definitely. You know, somebody who kind of centres it quite a lot because there's no frills built into this.
But it feels good.
You know, there is no tungsten sort of weighting. There is no power slots.
It doesn't feel as powerful.
You know, and therefore,
how many is that?
Yeah.
That enough?
Yeah.
Good. Now going on to the PXG. So again, been here before with the PXG. I mean, I suppose to be honest with you, I just tried that Mizuno, and I'm not suggesting that it's probably not an iron, maybe head. It'd be interesting to see what the reviews are like. You know, the results are like in a bit. But I think it doesn't offer me such a sense of comfort. So onto the PXG. Bit clean again.
Yeah.
Clean again. Yeah, that's good for doing better swing.
Yeah. Okay.
Right, now on to the all new exciting Ping i500.
Has it grab you?
I mean, it's alright, isn't it? I mean, they haven't done anything like this before.
Not for the players. Kind of, they brought out the you know, the G700, which is out, which has got the tungsten insert, hollow cavity with a sort of polymer insert. This is as clean as a line as you're going to get with a hollow kind of cavity.
Without going to like a...
Yeah, but it's aimed at the player's level.
I mean...
So you can see that, without being too careful, what we do see, the type of head design tungsten through bore in the toe. Head style, it's very similar to one of the ones you've hit already.
Yeah.
So it's aimed at that market.
So the one that we were referring to earlier, it's the Mizuno that stands out that hasn't got that power plate.
Yeah,
sort of
yeah, that's the
slot,
only
that
one.
hollow sort of slot.
Yeah. Good shot. That was a good one.
So started with the P790. Yeah.
So remember, 7 iron, standard loft on this is 30.5 degrees.
Okay. So strong-ish.
So this is one of your original sort of past favourites. So this is always going to hold up and be the benchmark for whatever we test against, I think.
Yeah.
Strong ball speed again, 130, good steady launch. A little bit high in the spin for you, but I think that's maybe because we're using a slightly lighter shaft. And then good all over carry of 177.
Yeah, so again, I suppose the range balls as well, subtle tolerance in those, isn't there?
Yeah.
In terms of the spin and possible small effects on the distance. But like you said, when I tried this club against the Gen 2 last time, I liked it a lot.
Yeah, I mean, it's this new breed of hollow cavity irons that are out on the market now, and every manufacturer is producing their own version, and it's aesthetically looking for the better player now, this kind of model. So you've got as much sort of forgiveness built into this for the better players you can possibly get.
And they're discreet, they're pretty consistent, aren't they? Even though it was the first one I tried, there was a couple of squiffy sort of swings in there.
For somebody like yourself who can really hit the ball but maybe doesn't play as much as you do, you may go for something a little bit less forgiving.
Yeah,
but this would be the type of club for you.
Definitely.
It's giving you ball speed but forgiveness.
Okay, then we moved on to the PXG Gen 2 7 iron again.
So again, remember this is a 7 iron, it's 31 degrees of loft. And again, this is something that you've tried in the past. I mean, I don't know what your thoughts were second time round.
I mean, the more I've got accustomed to using them, because we tried them against Honma, didn't we, and all the rest of it, I am starting to fall in love with them a little bit more. Every time I get it in there, it looks great and it is forgiving as well. So yeah, I am starting to understand the cost of them more. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What's performance like?
Very similar to the P790. It's 128, couple of miles an hour ball speed, sort of slightly slower, and that relates through to a yardage difference of about 3 yards shorter.
Yeah.
So again, P790 just having the edge over the PXG.
Over the PXG. Interesting. Then we went to the Mizuno JPX 900. Obviously, this is a 6 iron test.
So yeah, 6 iron here is 27 degrees.
Yeah.
It's a forged player's model. Again, this is used on tour.
Yeah.
Bruce Koepka, Eddie Pepperell, these kind of guys. You got a lot of guys who are not contracted to Mizuno are using this kind of model. No frills. There's no sort of built-in sort of features to this. It's just your players aesthetically looking good quality forged iron.
And I think you hit the nail on the head. For me, I don't play. Excuse. So for me, I don't play enough golf, and personally, it's not for me. I'll be honest. We'll come to the aesthetics of them later and give that review. But bearing in mind that's an extra club.
Yeah, I mean, really, considering this is a 6 iron, ball speed is much the same as the P790, and considering there's a club difference, there's only 1 yard between the Mizuno and the P790.
Yeah. So okay, and then we kind of finished off with the new Ping i500.
Okay, interesting. This has got the same loft as the P790, so it's 30.5 degrees. It's forged. It's got tungsten through bore. It's pretty much the all singing, all dancing players' power cavity iron that they've brought out. So this is everything they've put into a club as best as they can make it to hit the premium market for the premium player.
Yeah, and I think Ping clubs of past have either been general game improvement clubs, haven't they? Very popular in that market, and to be honest, it felt really good when I hit it, and it performed.
Yeah.
Does it perform on par? Yeah,
very much. I mean, this edge on the ball speed is about a 1 mile an hour difference in favour of the Ping. Yardage were pretty much the same, about 1 yard more in favour of the Ping.
Yeah.
So, very, very little to choose between P790, Ping i500 really. I think we're looking at very, very similar constructed hollow cavitied irons, tungsten inserts, very, very similar.
Okay, so let's kind of put it into context then. The first one, the one that I definitely wouldn't have, is the MIZUNO. Right, I think visually, like Ronnie's saying, don't play enough golf. I can understand why it's a popular club. It looks, for me, it doesn't have enough behind it to give me enough encouragement, and I think based on the results as well, that's kind of the first one to go out of it. Then we move down to these three. I think, would that one have to go?
I think, you know, from where we've got to today, if we've got to lose one and look at two finalists, I think the PXG would have to go today.
Yeah.
I mean, this is just today. Again, on any other given day, numbers can be different, but in today's results, the way you've hit them, I think it's between the P790 from TAYLORMADE and the i500 from Ping.
Yeah, I think so. I think, again, I suppose they do look great, don't they? I mean, I do love the look of them. And I think if that one wasn't in there, it'd probably be slightly different. But I think you're quite right. That one has to go.
I think that could be your holiday set.
That could go in the caravan.
Yeah, take that down to Breen or somewhere like that. Yeah.
So now we're down to the Ping i500 and again the TAYLORMADE P790. They were similar, weren't they, in terms of the performance?
Yeah, very much.
I think still. Probably have a.
It's up to you. I mean, this is where we would take the player has the final decision and what he likes looking down on. If we come, my job is to look at numbers wise. Yes, we can sort of fine tune you with shaft and loft lie grip, but when it comes to feel, feedback, and what you visibly like looking down on, when there's nothing to choose to, you have to make the final call on this one.
Okay, so I think the thing is, this is closer than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
In fairness, I kind of thought when we put these four clubs together, I was intrigued by the MIZUNO to see what it could do, and I just thought it'd be interesting to see why everyone's raving about this, the Ping i500. I've already tried the P790. I like it. I suppose because I've tried it again, it's performed and come out on top. Personally, I would choose the P790.
Okay.
They're so similar. I am actually impressed with the Ping. I think it looks good. I think they've actually made a club which will compete in this market. I think this will be a popular market because it suits a different range, doesn't it, of golfers. From golfers like myself who can hit the ball to golfers that also need a little bit of improvement. But again, my winner would be that TAYLORMADE.
P to the 7 to the 90.
P to the 7.
To the 90.
To the 90. There we go. I've got it in shot. P790. That's the winner for me based on the fact that it performs so well yet again. And I do visually like the look of it. And it's the set that I would, in all honesty, put in my bag.
I think, this potentially, this season, I think your benchmark test is to beat that club. Yeah. You know, you've found a club and you've managed to get feedback, feel, the ball speed, the numbers. I think it's bring it on. Let's see if
anything can beat that.
Yeah.
That should be the test and the benchmark. You're quite right. As ever, hopefully you've enjoyed the video. Always appreciate a thumbs up. It definitely helps me in the channel. Drop me a comment if there's anything you're seeing. Got comments last time. Have you got these sets of clubs? How are you getting on with them? Especially maybe that Ping i500. Has anybody bought that already yet? Is it out?
Will be launched this Friday.
So see if anyone's
ready for custom fitting. Yeah.
Has anybody pre-ordered a set of Ping i500, meaning that you've already tested it in the custom fitting, similar to what I've done with Ronnie myself. Big thanks to Ronnie as always. Really helps me crunch those numbers, but turn it into a feel thing. You know, for me. Give me feedback on the clubs as well. And happy days. Well done, TAYLORMADE P790. You're the one to beat, and I'll see you soon.